We are here, Benny. We're finally here.
I know. It has been a long time coming, but we finally made it.
Specifically 2019. I was at your house. We were recording some songs for Facebook Live or whatever it was.
That's right.
And I said, we should do this. And then you actually made me do it.
Held accountable. Obviously, the last couple of years have been a little bit tricky.
A little bit tricky.
We finally did it. We put our fingers out and
we're here.
Here we are.
Feels good.
I know, right?
Feels really good. So for everyone that doesn't know, this is Ben.
Hi.
He plays guitar and sings.
I play guitar, sing. I'm a musician. I do the things.
Yeah, do the things.
Yeah. This is Sarah.
Hello.
She
I'm a
sings and
singer and mummy. Pretty much. So, yeah.
But you may know her
jeepers.
From a television program.
Literally.
a couple of television.
There's been a few. Yeah.
So you may have seen her on Channel 9's The Voice.
It's Channel 10 now.
Channel 10
Keep
now.
up, Ben.
Your brother was on there as well, wasn't he?
He was recently.
Yeah.
So it's more his thing than mine.
Yeah. What year was that?
So that was 2012. So that was the first voice.
So you just auditioned, or did you get called up, or did you?
Okay, so at the time I was actually being managed by I won't name them, but one of Australia's top management teams. Hello.
Oh, well,
I was also signed to Warner at the time.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because you were on Australian Idol beforehand.
I was.
Shit.
You can't keep up. And in between that, I was on X Factor.
You're really trying your luck, aren't you?
I tried really hard. But yeah, so no, I went on at management, thought it was a good idea.
Fair enough. So obviously they just sort of put your name forward and said, hey, you should try this? Or did they say, here's a link, you should definitely, this is a show that's already been in the States, you should try it out? And
it's the first one in Australia, it's going to be huge, which it was. I mean,
yeah, it was.
Hello.
I still
wow.
remember it. Yeah.
And I feel blessed that I was in the first one. Not that I made it far. Rude.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, back then though, those shows were huge. They were 10 years ago. That's,
oh my gosh,
I remember all the I still remember, obviously, it's when Australian Idol came out and everything. Everyone was doing the fucking SMS and the voting and stuff, so it was huge.
Oh my gosh, Guy Sebastian, all that.
I'm going to have to try and find clips now.
So, oh gosh, here we go. But no, it was fun. It was good.
That's all right.
Benny, don't act like you're a stranger to the whole process.
No, I don't know if many people know this, but I was down at the Gov playing at a friend's open mic night, and I didn't realise, but the next morning was when they were holding all their auditions in Adelaide. So all the producers and all the crew and stuff were down at the Gov having dinner. I get up, I played a couple of songs and whatnot, and then afterwards, some woman came over to me and she was like, hi, I'm such and such, I'm the producer from The Voice and stuff. We have auditions tomorrow. You should come along. We've sort of, we've seen what you've done and we think you'd be great for it.
Scouted.
So, yeah, basically. And so I said, oh, okay, it's not really up my alley, but I'm happy to, come down and have a look. And they said, look, you just need to be at this place at 8 o'clock in the morning.
That would have worked well for you.
That put me off. I won't lie, that did put me off a little bit.
That's your bedtime.
That is my bedtime. So then they said, look, we've seen what you do. You're fine. Just come on down. We'll meet you in the morning, and we'll run you through the whole process. So I was like, fuck it. What do I got to lose? Yeah. So I went down to this place, and I felt like a big fish out of water. I've walked in. I've got my iced coffee and my donut in my hand. Sunny's on, and it's 8 in the morning.
Such a rock star.
I'm still half asleep. I have no idea what's going on. And I get in there, and I walk up to the little front desk where they all sign in, and this woman's like, oh, what's your name? And I said, I'm Ben Whittington. And she was like, oh, wait here for a second. She went and got this guy. He came over, and he was like, hey, man, okay, so here's the deal. We saw you last night, and that was great. So we're actually going to be counting that as your audition. You don't need to audition for us.
Yeah, I was about to say, because usually you have to do an online audition first.
So you had to do an online audition first, and that's what. So everyone there had already done that.
Cheeky bugger. Just walked in.
They said, but you can't tell anyone in this room.
No.
You can't say anything.
No.
You need to.
They would have been angry.
Yeah, they would have been angry. So you basically need to come in here, just pretend that you've done the online audition like everyone else.
Yeah.
And then, just hang out and wait for your turn to be called up.
You lucky
So
bastard.
I went in there. I did. Obviously, it's Adelaide, so there's
Yeah.
a few people in there I knew and whatnot. So I ended up sitting down, hanging out with them. And it was great. The only thing is that I've walked in there with my donut and my iced coffee, and I'm sitting at the table, and some guy, I don't know who he was, came over to me. He was wearing a suit and everything, and everyone in there were taking it so seriously. Like, it was like
Yeah.
the biggest thing in the
Yeah,
world.
probably how I was taking it. That would have been
Mate.
me in the corner.
Exactly. So this guy comes over to me, and not a word of a lie, and he comes over to me, and I'm sitting there eating my donut, and he looks at me and he's like, "Why are you not taking this seriously?" And I'm like, and he's in a suit as well. I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Why are you eating and drinking that stuff before your audition? You shouldn't be doing that. You should be taking this very, very seriously. We've tried our hardest to get here, and you're making a mockery of it." I couldn't believe it. I was like, do I say something? And so I said, "Sorry, man." I said, "Well, hey, all the best." And he walked off, and he was like, "La la la la." So he was doing all this warm-ups and stuff, and you could hear him from the toilet.
Why
as
was
well.
he wasting his energy on
I don't know.
anything? Anyway.
But so anyway, the time it was funny because when everyone was warming up and getting ready to go into their rooms, just to give you a rough idea, if you don't know anything about this, you'll sit in like a big lobby together beforehand. And then one at a time, the producers will call you into, there's 2 different rooms, and you go in there and you sing your piece. They ask you a couple of questions and bits and pieces just to get to know you. As the day went on, I noticed that a lot of the girls all had Valerie as their audition song, and you could hear them all warming up in each corner. And then you can also they were realizing that the other girl was doing Valerie, so they're all freaking out and either praying that they get called up first so they can use the song, or they have to quickly change the song.
Does she do it better than me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that was legitimately happening, and they were all freaking out. Anyway, finally I get called up, and they take me to this room, and they've got some of the people in there, and they've said, grab your guitar and stuff. And then one of the guys like, "Oh, hang on a minute. No, you're the guy that we saw last night. You don't have to do anything. You could just stand." So I ended up just having a chat with them. They said, "We've already put you through.
I hate you.
We've already put you through." And then they said, "Look, here's the deal. We're just going to put you through, but you can't say anything. You can't. You've just got to go back into the room, act like nothing happened." So I was like, "Sure, no worries." So I went back into the other room, and obviously, and this fucking guy, man, I don't know who he was. He was a short little dude in a suit, and he came over, and he was like, because he got called up next to me. He gave me this sure you probably did shit or whatever it was. Anyway, so I smugly just laughed. Anyway, as the day went on, you could see people's emotions were all up and down, and it was very young people throughout most of the thing, because I feel like these shows aren't actually aimed for musicians, because musicians they're constantly working. They're more for people who are younger. Or have full-time jobs or whatever it may be. So, and they're looking for just a little thing. Anyway, so the end of the day came along, and they said, "All right, no worries. Only a couple of you made it through." I think the group was about 30. There were about 30 of us, or 25 or 30 of us. And they said, "We've chosen 4 of you."
Wow.
Anyway, so they read out the names, and my name got read out last. And the guy, the little man in the suit,
Did not get read out.
lost his shit.
Oh,
He lost his shit. He started yelling, and then he stormed out of the room, and I
How old was
laughed
How old was he?
so hard. I don't know, would have been
Older?
Nah, probably mid-20s.
Wow.
He was
Aww.
sorry,
sorry
little man
for
in
him.
the suit. If you're watching, whoever you may be, and you remember me from that, don't worry, I didn't go on the show, but that was another thing.
Now he knows you didn't have to audition either.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, mate. No, but yeah, he got very, very angry, and there were a lot of tears, and because they're all young, 16, 17-year-old girls.
No, it means so much. Yeah,
Absolutely,
it really
it does.
It's crazy, and the whole process is it's drummed into your head how important this opportunity is.
Absolutely, to be on TV.
That's all they
to
tell
have
you.
your 15 minutes of TV time.
So when it's stripped away, it's
just a little
sucks.
bit. Yeah, just a
It
bit.
sucks.
And then anyway, what happened was, by the way, I have type 1 diabetes, for those who don't know. So as soon as that had finished, they took the 4 of us and we all went in to meet a different producer each, and they sort of just said, hey, just want to get to know you. Tell us about yourself. And as soon as I said I had diabetes, man, the guy's eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. He was like, story. Yes, done. No worries. So anyway, I sat with another fellow musician, and they gave us an iPad with a full contract. There were 2 contracts, and they said, you need to read through this carefully, obviously, and go through it. So I was like, yeah, cool. So I scanned over this contract, and I was like, yeah, there's nothing too seedy in here. So I signed it and went on. Then in the preceding month or so, I had to do the whole, send me a video about yourself and, a day in the life of Ben or whatever it may be. And then about maybe 3-4 weeks later, I got another contract. It was a 15-page contract in my email. It basically just went through everything saying, here's what your life is now. And they put it down to, don't want to go into too many details, but it was basically you will have a $200 allowance each week that you can go and, use and stuff on that. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm a full-time musician. That's not going to pay my rent. No. That's not going to pay my bills. That's not going to pay my food. No. And then it kind of got worse, saying that from X date to 6 weeks after the show had finished, you were not allowed to perform. Yeah. You're not allowed to perform in public.
No.
And I said, well, I've already got, weddings or birthdays or engagements or pub gigs booked. And they said, the private ones like the wedding stuff you can keep in there. That's fine. Just don't book anymore. But the pub gigs, you're going to have to forfeit because we basically own your likeness and everything if you want to continue on with the show.
Which is the majority of your work.
Well, it was all my work at the time. So I basically had to decline it and say, sorry, I can't do it. Unfortunately, it just, I literally cannot survive. And with your $200 allowance, it's just not.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't go any further. And I'll be honest, I think I made the right choice.
I mean, yeah. What year was that?
That would have been 2016's.
Yeah.
2016's season.
Yeah.
So, because it was late 2015.
Already been running for a couple of years. And
Yeah. So this would have been four.
Yeah.
And obviously mutual friends of ours have already been on the show, so we know that and we know how it all works. And it was very, very interesting. But it was kind of nice to see behind the curtain.
It's crazy different.
I mean, since then though, I got to go on Holy Moly. The mini golf one. And I got set on fire. I'm sure there's videos.
4 dragons on each end of this first half of Dragon's Breath. Oh, it's through the middle. Hang on. Where's this going to go? Hang on.
I actually had a phone call from one of the producers at the time saying they were going to do a Bachelor episode, and that's the one they wanted me on. So,
oh my gosh, you should go do that. Oh, and I would watch.
They didn't end up doing it. Actually, I think they might have, but for whatever reason, I think we actually had a 90s show booked on one of the days. So timing and schedules, everything didn't line up. But I had to go on there dressed in a suit.
And a rose?
Yeah, I had the rose, and then at the end they had to... the last two winners, the guy and the girl, had to go on a date at the end.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it wasn't...
I would have watched it. I would have loved it.
But I didn't get very far on that.
That's so good.
Ball bounced out of the cup.
Yeah, I watched.
He's kind of got that vibe. I mean, half his face is burnt off. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, no!
That was it. And then it bounced out.
We filmed that at about 4:30 in the morning. Oh, my God. So, but I did get set on fire.
But that's one thing.
But they didn't tell us what our things were. So I only found out I was getting set on fire to play mini golf about an hour and a bit beforehand when the fire guy came over and said, have you ever been set on fire before?
Yeah.
Here's the fire gel and stuff to put on you. And
isn't that the thing with reality TV though? They not hide everything, but they don't tell you until they have to tell you.
Well, if anyone watched Holy Moly, it looked like a mini golf course. It wasn't. There were literally only 2 holes, and they basically there was a one in the water and then another one. Yeah. And they basically, because all the cameras are permanently set up to catch everything, so they're not going to have all these cameras everywhere and all these crew manning it all. So they would literally, a crane would come in and lift the toilets out of the water and put another obstacle in instead. So
gosh, that's nuts. But yeah, I was the same. So with Idol, it was 2007. So I was 19, and I was even more so like, this is all my hopes and dreams, and I knew it.
Was the process to get on Idol similar to The Voice, or was it?
It wasn't online. You just rocked up to the hotel
that's
on
right.
the day.
That's right, because they got the outtake videos.
That's right. I know. Classic outtakes.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's online videos of me too, as 16-year-old Sarah, and I had like this little fringe, and like I was pinning on my hopes and dreams, 19-year-old Sarah, and I knew at that point that they liked a story, so I was like,
my goldfish died, you know.
my most traumatic thing was that I was bullied at school, which everyone's bullied at school.
That's
somewhat.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's right. I remember you now.
thanks, Ben. So in 2007, I was all for it. I'm like, yep, I threw every bullying story at him, let him have it. And they ate it up, of course. It was great. But by 2012, when I went into The Voice, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this.
Yeah,
right. And we had this meeting with, I don't know, a high up person of The Voice, and she had all the contestants in the room, and she's like, you know, this show's different to every other reality show.
Everything's gonna be different.
We're not all about the story. It's about talent, blah, blah, blah. I was
Voice,
like, awesome. That's really cool. And because it was the first Voice, I had no idea.
How long did that last?
Yeah, not long, because like probably the next day they called me in to chat to me, get to know me.
Yep.
And they're like, so tell us about yourself. I'm like, I'm Sarah. I work part-time at a shoe shop, and, you know, all this stuff,
The
blah, blah,
usual.
blah, mum, dad, brother, all this sort of stuff. And then they're like, so tell us a story. I'm like, they're like, no, but has anything, we're not saying traumatic, but has anything, oh gosh, here we go. And I was like, so I was bullied.
Oh, no.
What's the saddest thing I could come up with? I had a great childhood. So,
So do I feel bad even saying that, because some people have had awful
I
jobs.
know, and we're so lucky. And then, so they pulled it out of me, and still it wasn't enough. But,
No.
you know, we got there. It was fun. I got to sing lots, made it to, gosh, I can't even remember where I made it up to, but Delta was lovely. Delta was my judge.
That's right, yeah.
And she was not who I picked. I didn't want
Delta?
But she was the only one that spun around. So I was. Then she was my god.
Who else was on the panel?
There was Seal, Keith,
Seal.
and Joel Madden.
Ooh, who would have you chosen?
Now I would have gone Joel.
Joel.
Yeah, but back then I thought Keith.
Oh, I would have
Never
Seal.
Seal. I know.
Oh, I love Seal. Seal
No,
would be great.
I bumped into him on the way to the loo.
Yeah.
And all that would come out of my mouth is like, you're really tall.
Yeah, right.
That's all I can say. He's huge. He is such a big boy. And one good thing as well is I've kind of got a little bit of a friend out of Delta. So she contacts me every now and then. And
That's nice.
the other day she messaged and she was like, hey, I've been going through your YouTube videos and you sound great and blah, blah. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's nice. That's
So,
nice.
really cool.
Did you want to do a song?
Let's do a song.
Let's do a song.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let me go grab. Let me get a
Okay.
guitar. Let me just.
Should we click?
Oh,
Yeah. Do
I can do the whole
do you
like.
want a song?
You ready? Hang on.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So much.
the magic of editing. Okay. All right. Do you want to do the songs
Let's
that
do
you
a
did?
Christina song.
Let's do the one that you did.
Yeah.
Hey.
Come on, come on. Feel like I've been locked up tight for a century of lonely nights, waiting for someone to release me. You're licking your lips and blowing kisses my way, but that don't mean I'm gonna give it away, baby, baby, baby. Oh, 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 my body's saying let's go. Oh, 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 but my heart is saying no. If you wanna be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me the right way. And if you wanna be with me, I can make your wish come true. You gotta make a big impression. I gotta like what you do. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Gotta rub me the right way, honey. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Come, come, come on and let me out. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Gotta rub if you wanna be with me. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Come, come, come on and let me out. Oh, oh, oh. heart is saying no. If you wanna be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me the right way. And if you wanna be with me, ooh, just come and set me free, baby, and I'll be with you. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Gotta rub me the right way, honey. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Come on and let me out.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks, Benny.
Well,
Well,
I think that concludes episode 1.
it does.
How's that? Thank you
What
so
the-
much for watching. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for tuning in. We appreciate it.
We really do.
But
And,
keep posting below if there's any songs you want to hear, if there's any topics you want to talk about.
yeah, any input that you had on anything that we talked about
Absolutely,
too, we'd love
please,
to hear about it.
If you've got any experiences yourself, or if you want to know more about what we do, I
Yeah.
suppose anything is,
Anything's welcome.
we just want to hear from you guys. We just want to say, cool. All right. Well, until next time.
Bye.
See ya.